If you go to YouTube and you search Michael Wilkos, you will be able to see the stream.
Oh my God. Why not Twitch?
It is OBS.
Oh, it's a new one. I need to download that. Mr. How do you spell Wilkos? Oh, got it.
All right, so if for some reason you get behind, you have. All right. You're going to open up Construct 2, and it's going to be a blank document. We're going to do a new one. Alright, once you get the live stream up, go open up Construct 2. Search Michael Wilkos on YouTube. Are you on YouTube?
You are. Yeah, one of them. Okay, you know how we Minecraft. What is that? I am. Oh, Bob with 68145. Where's the counter on there? Live stream. Hit that like button.
Everybody good? Everybody set up?
Good. Where are the people?
I don't know.
Wait, why can't I comment?
Everybody there? Everybody's got Construct up? Because if not, I'm about to start. Alright. I'm assuming everybody's good. You don't have to, it's up to you. Some people are, some people aren't. Alright, so you got your blank document in Construct. You're going to start off, you're going to go to File. You're going to go to New.
Wait, whoa, mister, you're way ahead of me.
I asked if everybody was ready to go. But you never said no.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, everybody good? Alright, so you're at New. You're going to select 16:9 project landscape. Alright, last time we did a portrait, this time it's going to be landscape. 16:9 landscape. Alright.
Wait, is this like one of the templates stuff?
I don't know which one it is.
It's just new empty project. Oh, never mind.
Alright, so you're at you selected the landscape? Alright, so I haven't gone anywhere yet. Everybody at the landscape now?
Apparently this is really searched a lot.
Notification squad.
Alright, I'm moving on. Alright, so you got your landscape set up. You see the window size? It says 854 by 480. Alright, you're going to change your layout size to that same number. So it's 854 by 480. And now your layout will be the same size as your window. Your window size is already set to it. So you can literally just copy the number that's in the window size, click on your layout, and then it'll bring up that bar on the side, and you change the layout size to 854 by 480. Alright, next, we're going to add in the background, just like we did last time. So you're just going to double click. You're going to add in a sprite. You're going to paste it on the layer. And then you're going to change the size to the exact same size that you just put. It's going to be 854 width by 480. Yep. You just add in a Sprite just like we did last time. Yep. Now for this, he chose a nice green color for his background, so I'm going to follow that. It's up to you. You want to have a nice bright color so that way you can see the players and the enemies separate from each other clearly. All right? So for his, he chose 70 red. You got 200 green. And then he had 30 blue. Click in there, selected. All right. All right. So you want to rename? Make sure you go into your bar over here. Make sure you rename your Sprite to background.
Maybe green doesn't like you, John.
Maybe he does.
All right, we're going to do what we did last time with the background. Okay? You're going to change the move origin point to 0, 0. All right, yeah, you're supposed to do this before. All right, so you're gonna click on, double click into the background sprite. This pops up. You're gonna click this guy right here. Yep, and you're gonna do 0, 0. And the values up here. All right, and then the position goes to 0, 0. And now it's exactly where you want it to be. Once you do that, you'll go into your layers and you want to lock your background and label it background layer. Or you could just do background, one or the other. You're going to add in another layer. What do you guys think this one's going to be called? Player layer. Is everybody at the player layer? Good? All right. Next, we're gonna create a sprite. It's gonna be the player. You're gonna do it on the player layer. You're gonna change the size to 40 by 40 for the player, for the square. So you're gonna do a sprite on the player layer, insert it, and then you're gonna change the size to 40 by 40. I'm gonna go over that right now. You're gonna change the color. You want this to be white because this is your player. So you want it to be 250, 250, 250. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of an off-white. And you want to change the position to 427 by 240. You can leave it right in the middle. Because the origin's right in the center, you want your piece to start right in the center. Because it's where you'll understand. Because when you're starting this game, you're moving around those enemies that are gonna spawn. So if you start in the middle, you have more of a chance to not get hit by the enemy right off the bat. All right. Next, you're going to add in one of the enemy sprites. What I would recommend doing is renaming your sprite, your player sprite, to just player real quick before we go any farther, so that way you don't get mixed up on them. Because you will have a couple that look very similar. So we're back on the player layer. Adding in another sprite. Another sprite. We're going to be adding an enemy now.
What's the position of the player?
Player is 427 by 240.
Does it matter, really?
It's just a preference to start in the middle for this game. Just
It does matter.
it helps you when you start spawning the enemies. All right, so for the enemy, it's going to be 30 by 30. For the enemy colors, it's going to be that off black gray. It's going to be that 50-50-50.
How big is the player?
It's 30 by 30.
You lied to me.
This sprite's name is Enemy Rotate. All right, Enemy Rotate. You'll understand. Is everybody here? All right. Next, we're going to be going and adding in another sprite, one of the other enemies. You're going to have 3 enemies.
Are they all going to be the same? Like,
It's not the same size. All right.
wow, that was nice.
This one is 20 by 20.
Wait, yes you could.
Are they all black too? They also happen to be all black.
You could, but
We're not gonna do that.
same color scheme. It's going to be that black, that off black. This one's name. All right.
Can we go in Jarvis?
This one's name is a little bit different. All right, this one is Enemy Sign Horizontal. Enemy Sign Horizontal. The first one is called Enemy Rotate. Right here. Look at the board. Sign is in math. So S-I-N. All right, is everybody there? This one, you're going to click on it. You're going to add a behavior to it. The enemy sign horizontal. You need to add a behavior. You're going to add in sign.
Wait, behavior to the sign.
How far down is the sign?
Sign.
Got it. Oh, that's I chose sig.
All right, so this one has the horizontal movement.
Oh, because that E is just way too much.
Next, you're going to clone this one.
We're doing some cloning.
All right, you have it right here. You're going to change the name of this one to Enemy Sign Vertical. Just right click on that object and then press clone and then just drop it right on the layer.
Boom. Look at that.
Clone object.
What is the name of this?
Wait, what is it supposed to be named?
No, I did the wrong thing.
Yeah, clone object type. That's what it is. Same thing.
Side, not side.
And then just drop it right on the layer. And then you're gonna rename it enemy sign vertical.
Oh, wait. I did something. See, I didn't duplicate it. It just multiplied it.
All right, and then you're gonna change its movement in the behavior to vertical.
What do you need?
All right,
You said we clone it, right?
you're gonna clone it. So you right-click, clone object type, and then you drop it right on the layer, and then you rename it to enemy sign vertical.
Look at my game. You want to play my game? Let's play my game. Look at my game.
If you play it, if you play your layout right now, you'll see that they're going up and down and sideways.
No, I didn't know the next downstream. Oh no, double rotate. Oh no. Alright. I just saved the
So that's where you should be at with your game.
Whoa. Where's the hey? Whoa. Hey, why is it not right? They move. Why are they both going the same direction? What was that? So the vertical one, I'm guessing.
I did it kind of.
What? Click on the vertical one, sir. Sir. Thank you. Why did you make? Why is that? Oh.
Come on, Truman.
Hold on.
I was alive.
Come on into each other. Oh my god.
Look at that.
Because you have a bunch of them. You're gonna have to go back to your project. Just change the name now.
No, they need to go down. Boom! Look how beautiful it is.
Is that the real Obama?
I know it is.
Wait, name it too. No, you don't need to put it on the next
Bama, come here, guy. Why is it not popping up in here?
Look, this
Don't make me disable comments on the video.
Leave it there for action.
No. It's not time to have a good time. When you play your games, that's time.
Why is? Okay,
So you need to go set that good. Everybody's good? All right. Lastly, one more sprite.
Let's see if we can hit a 64
All right, last sprite that you're adding in. It's going to be called collectible. All right? So you add in the sprite. This one's going to be white. It's going to be that off-white again. So the 250, 250, 250.
The same color, can I make it green?
You can make it a different color if you want.
Wait, how big is it?
That's up to you. This one is going to be 25 by 25. You're going to rename it as collectible. Yep, the off-white. 250, 250, and 250. All right, next, you're going to double click, you're going to add in touch. Add in touch. Just on the layout. So all you do is you double click on the layout and just add in touch. That's it. Just double click anywhere on your background.
Oh, got it. Okay, you don't get with me. God. Look at this. Go insert. You happy now?
Huh? Just touch, yeah. So you just double click and then where it would be, you'd find the sprite and stuff, you just click on touch. All right?
Wait, did we add a thing to the one that we just
No behavior. No.
What do we name it?
That's collectible.
What? Wow.
Yep, no problem.
Excuse me.
And then lastly, we're going to add in, you're going to select the player. Yeah. You're going to select just the player, not the player layer, but the player. You're going to add a behavior to it. And then you're just going to do bound to back to layout. Right here, this one.
The player?
Bound to layout, yeah, to the player. By doing that, when you play it now and you click, you should be able to actually move your player. Oh, we didn't add the touch to the player yet.
What did we say?
Wait, Mr. You watch me.
Bound that.
No, the player's not going to move yet. We didn't get there. But if we had the touch to the player, the small white one, that's collectible.
Move to layer back.
All right, did everybody get to that? Everybody add in the behavior bound to layout? All right. We're going to go to the event sheet. You're going to add an event. You're going to go to system. Every tick. You're going to add an action to it. You're going to select enemy rotate. And then you're going to do rotate clockwise. And then you're going to do 1 degree.
1?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of degrees.
Oh, how about we go
That's beautiful.
You're going to add a second action. You're going to add a second action to that. And you're going to select player. And you're going to do rotate counterclockwise. The player, yep. And you're going to do 1 degree.
That player's working?
Yep.
Wow.
And then you're going to add in another. You got a question up there? Is he good? He's just stretching? All right. All right, you're going to add in another event. You're going to select touch. You're going to do is in touch.
Why does this keep on exiting out?
Because you keep closing it.
You're going to add an action. You're going to do player. You're going to do set position.
Wait, for what? The player?
Yep, for the player. You do set position. You have your X and your Y. The X is going to be touch dot X. And then Y is going to be touch dot Y. And now you can move your square. And you shouldn't be able to go off the layout. All right, now we're going to go back to layout. And we are going to go to families. You're going to right click on it and you're going to do add family. You're going to select all 3 black enemies. So just control click. And then just go right here, add,
Why is it not? Why is
and do OK. And you're going to have family 1 and you're going to name that You're gonna right click on families in the bar, and then it pops up and it says add families. Then you're gonna control click all 3 enemies. Huh? Why do you have 4? Vertical, horizontal, and then rotate. That's all you should have. You're gonna name it enemies. The family's gonna be named enemies. The one you just created, the three enemies is gonna that's in that family is just gonna be called enemies. All right, next we're gonna add in a global variable. So you're gonna go to layout, or yeah, no, you're gonna be on the event sheet. Add global variable. It's gonna be called score, and the initial value is gonna be 0. You're gonna add an event. You're gonna select player. You're gonna select is overlapping. Is overlapping another object. And then you're gonna choose collectible. And then done. Now you're gonna add an action. You're gonna select system. You're going to select add to. Make sure the variable says score. And then set the value to 1. Add to. And then score, and then make sure the value is 1. It ends in 2 minutes. And that's where we're going to stop, right there. All right? When you save this, go to File, Save As, and save it as a new folder. It's going to be named Collectible Game. Yep. You just do Save As, and you just save it.
Save as project.